In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 essential skills to become a millionaire. But why should you even listen to me? After all, you've probably never even come across this channel before. My name is Fred and I've been running my own online business for just a couple years now. And this is exactly the sort of life I've been able to live thanks to starting my own online business. On this channel, I document with everyone the path I'm following to make millions of dollars leveraging the internet. And I'm sharing with you exactly how you can do the same. The first essential skill that you really need to focus on developing if you truly want to become a millionaire, it's the ability to keep going even when things are not going your way. Because I'm going to be completely honest with you. After all, transparency is the goal of this channel. But you can't expect to make millions of dollars, to positively impact millions of people, millions of lives all across the globe, if you simply have the habit of stopping at every obstacle you encounter on your path. Because you need to realize this: if you want to make $1 million, you are trying to achieve something that most people will fail at. Most people will never even make 6 figures a year, so let alone 7. So if you don't expect the road to be tough, full of obstacles, of things that you didn't expect, that you couldn't anticipate, let me tell you, you are in for a hell of a ride. The harsh truth is that successful people get kicked in the face 10,000 times. But no matter what obstacles they are thrown, no matter what difficulties they encounter, they find a way to get right back on their feet every time they fall and keep moving forward. And you've got to realize this: you only ever look like you're a genius after you've accomplished big things. But when you're in the process, doing the work, things don't always work out. So people around you might think that you're a fool for trying so hard, for working so hard, for believing in that vision. But then when you make it into a reality, you finally become a success, because after all, you've been putting in the work for so long. Now people look at you and they assume that you're some kind of genius, that you were born that way, when just a couple months back, those same people looked at you like you were insane. The reason why successful people are able to keep pushing, no matter what happens, no matter how many times they'll fail, it's for one reason and one reason only: they are deeply emotionally connected to a powerful driver. I mean, personally, my powerful driver behind why I decided to work so hard and to start my own online business a couple years ago, it was because I wanted to reclaim my freedom. I didn't want to have no location freedom and no financial freedom, to be stuck in a dead-end job that I hated like I saw my own father doing. I wanted freedom and abundance, and I was going to roll up my sleeves and do the work to get what I wanted. The funny thing is that human beings would oftentimes do a lot more to avoid a painful outcome than they would to gain a positive. Like a lot of people, they would do a lot more to avoid losing their home as opposed to gaining $50,000. The other essential skill that you need to develop if you truly want to become a millionaire, it's to make it a habit to try new things and to constantly get out of your comfort zone. A few years ago, I hit a really low point in my life. I was depressed, unhealthy, I hated my life, and I even had some kind of social anxiety at the time. So needless to say that I was really far from becoming the type of person I wanted to be and living the type of life I wanted to live. I say that, but the funny part is that if you met me today, you would probably assume I'm an extrovert, when in reality that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm still very much an introvert, and I probably always will be. It's just that I learned to overcome my demons. I built very good social skills because I forced myself to go out and into social situations. I forced myself to speak to strangers. So gradually, day after day, because I was so sick and tired of my current situation, I felt so much pain from seeing others achieve all the things that I wanted to achieve personally. At some point, I was sick and tired of sitting on the sidelines, and I wanted to do more to build a better life for myself and for the people that I love. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. That's what they show you in the movies. But in the real world, change happens slowly day after day. And then over the course of months, of years, the transformation is insane. It's like if you're trying to lose weight or build muscle. If you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, you're naturally going to notice a big change. It's not like you're going to go to the gym one day, the next day you will have packed 20 pounds of muscle. Or it's not like you'll go do some cardio and then the next day you've lost 20 pounds. It's a long, gradual process that happens over time. Some people manage to lose a lot of weight, but because they see themselves every single day in the mirror, they think that they haven't changed at all. But then they go meet someone, a friend, a relative whom they haven't seen in a while, and that person is in shock. They don't even recognize them. That is just how much they've changed. Now, you know how the saying goes: good things don't take place inside of your comfort zone, they happen outside of it. From my own experience, and after having seen lots of people and talked to lots of people, this has always proven to be true. And when it comes to what I've been able to achieve in my life, whether it was learning English and Spanish all on my own, building a strong, muscular physique I can be proud of, developing the ability to have good social skills, building a profitable online business, and finding a loving and caring partner, let me tell you that none of that would have ever been possible if I had simply decided to stay in my comfort zone instead. You see, every day that you refuse to change, to move forward, to do one thing that scares you, to get out of your comfort zone, to challenge yourself, you are stealing time from your future self. Just picture this for a moment. It's 5 years in the future and you have everything that you want. You are the ultimate successful version of yourself. You have so much money you can just do whatever you want with it. If you want to travel, you can. If you want to go out to the best restaurant in the city, you can do it. You've earned it. You've worked hard and people respect you for it. You like your body because you built it by exercising and eating clean. And by your side, you have a lovely person as a partner. Now come back to the present moment for a second. What is your life like currently? Are you getting close to having this kind of life that we just talked about? Or on the opposite, does it feel like there is a huge gap between your current situation, where you are right now, and where you would love to be, your ideal situation? The thing is, that gap will never be bridged unless you actually intend for it to be bridged, and unless every single day you show up, you do the things that you need to do, you take action, and you refuse to quit. You refuse to settle for anything less than what you want. Now the funny thing about the comfort zone is that in reality it never ends. It's a circle, but in a circle there's no ending, no beginning. Everything is just an eternal continuation. So in a sense, your comfort zone is going to evolve with you. Right now there are things that you're not even thinking about, but in the future you'll need to overcome that thing and again get out of your comfort zone. In life it's kind of like a video game. There are different levels, but you need to work your way through the different levels to improve your life. Now the third essential skill that you absolutely need to develop if you want to become a millionaire, it is your social skills. The ability to make a friend out of literally anyone. I can't even tell you just how building up my social skills changed my life. Let me ask you a question. Why do some people feel lonely? Is it because they can't find anyone with whom they can connect on a deep level? I'll be honest with you, I used to think it was the case for me. I used to think that because I think so differently than most people, because I'm so ambitious, I simply couldn't connect with the people around me because we were so different. Now to a certain degree, there is definitely some truth to that. With some people, unlike others, you will bond effortlessly to a much higher degree. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not necessarily meant to become friends with everyone or even to appreciate just everyone. But the reason why you feel so lonely, it's because you don't know how to make friends. You don't have the ability to just randomly go up to a stranger and turn them into your friend. Now let me ask you yet another question, and that is really going to make you understand the crucial importance of having good social skills, and especially if you want to become a multi-millionaire. Let's say it's your first time meeting someone. What would you think of that person if for no apparent reason they just treated you poorly and insulted you? Would you hold them in high regards? Would your opinion of that person be positive? And if in the future that same person were to ask you for a small favor, a small act of kindness, how likely are you to actually help them? Chances are you will be a lot less likely to grant them that favor because they treated you so poorly, because they made you feel unimportant. More than anything, people want to feel respected, valued, important, and that is exactly why you want to follow the golden rule, which is to always treat other people the way that you would want them to treat you. Now if you open up the news, if you just go on social media, what's the first thing that you're going to see? Constant negativity, literally everywhere. After all, it's what grabs people's attention. So everyone is incentivized, content creators and even the news, to push as much negativity as possible onto the rest of the world. Because fear, doubt, anxiety, those are very powerful emotions. Emotions that have been used by very powerful people to control the masses ever since the dawn of human civilization. So because so many people are constantly stuck in a cycle of negativity, of feeling bitter, resentful, scared, anxious, if you can be that one positive person on their path, that person who's smiling, cheerful, charming, people will remember you positively. And if you genuinely treat other people well, I have no doubt you'll be able to make a friend out of anyone you meet. Now the fourth essential skill that you need to develop if you want to become a millionaire is having a very good understanding of yourself. A lot of people don't really talk about this. They're going to tell you how to invest in real estate, in the stock market, or maybe even how to start your own business. But they forget a crucial element in that equation, and that it is yourself. Because you need to ask yourself this question: how come some people just succeed in business seemingly effortlessly while others keep failing again and again, no matter how hard they work and no matter which business opportunity they try to succeed with? It's kind of like, how come some people constantly attract the same type of relationships, the same toxic people, the same patterns again and again? Is it that life hates them for some reason and just keeps throwing the wrong people at them? Are they just so unlucky? Or maybe the people who succeed in business, it all comes down to luck, intelligence, skills, natural talent. Now I'll admit, while these things do play a part when it comes to your ability to become successful, they don't tell the whole story. The truth is that your business is a reflection of you. So naturally what this means is that the level of success that you can obtain through your business is determined by none other than you. So if you understand yourself on a very deep level, you understand your flaws, your limits, but you also recognize your skills, your own natural talents, what you do better than most, you can then leverage that knowledge to build an extremely profitable business. You could hire people to do the work that you're not good at doing and that you hate doing, and so instead you could focus on doing what you do best. In fact, A few studies have actually shown that the businesses who saw the biggest amount of growth are the ones in which the individuals working within the business do what they're naturally good at. Now, the fifth essential skill that you need to develop if your goal is to become a millionaire is leading by example. If your goal is to build a profitable business, automatically you will be put in a leadership position. So your success or lack thereof is resting solely on your leadership skills. Now, no one respects a leader who just orders people around, tells others what to do, but then he doesn't do anything, or worse, he just isn't up to the standards he set for other people. So the best way to lead is to lead by example. If you want people to work hard in your company, you need to set the standard. You need to be the hardest working person in the company, because then your employees, the people who work for you, they'll look at you, see how hard you work, how dedicated you are to bringing the vision of the company to life. They will only be inspired and they will only respect you for it. Because at the end of the day, there are some things that money simply can't buy. The CEO could be making a lot of money, more money than any employee in the company, but if he doesn't have any work ethic, the older boss just gave him the job because he knew him, no one is really going to respect that CEO, and so naturally the performance of the entire team will suffer the consequences of it. You need to understand this. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. Because as a leader, you need to take 100% responsibility for the success or for the failure of your team. In life, if you always play the victim, if you blame things outside of yourself to explain why you don't have the things that you want, you'll never go anywhere. Not everything is fully within your control, I'll give you that. But if you just throw your hands in the air and say that it's somebody else's fault, it's life's fault, guess what? You're not going to do anything. Now, if you truly want to become a millionaire, you need to develop high income skills. Let me ask you a question. How come a lawyer is getting paid 100 times more than your average McDonald's employee? That difference in pay can be explained because the lawyer has a lot more knowledge in a very specific field, also more work experience, and they can solve more valuable problems for people than your average McDonald's employee. Understand this. The harder it is to replace you, the more money you will be paid, and vice versa. If it's easy to replace you, if the company that hires you can literally pick anyone off the street and replace you with them in just a couple hours, a day at most, you're never going to be paid much money. Anyone can learn how to make burgers for a fast food joint in like an hour, but not everyone can become a great lawyer in just an hour. Now, when it comes to online businesses, high income skills can be things like copywriting, marketing, sales, client acquisition, and in reality, to build a profitable online business, you'll need to become good at literally all of those things, because as a business owner, you will need to wear many hats, develop many skills. Now, the fastest way to become a millionaire and with the highest success rate, it is to start your own online business. All the 15-year-old kids or the 20-year-old guys that you see on social media living an incredible life, trust fund babies aside, they're able to do so because they started an online business. It's not because they got a 401k, and it's not because they slowly climbed the corporate ladder for decades on end. So if you would like to discover what is the best online business to start as a beginner, I've recorded a free video in which I'm going to analyze every popular online business model. That way, you can figure out which one is the best to start for you. We'll take a look at the pros, at the cons of every popular business model, and I'm also going to share with you for completely free the 3-step process that you can use to get your first customers as quickly as possible. It's the first link in the description below. Now, the 7th essential skill that you need to develop if you want to become a millionaire is an absurd amount of self-belief. Because you see, especially at the beginning, when you're just getting started, you have nothing to show for yet. People, life and events are going to be constantly testing your resolve. Because I'll tell you this, it's easy to do the work, show up when things are going great, when everything is going according to the plan. But what's hard? What creates true winners, true champions? It's showing up, doing the hard work when you're not making any progress, when everything seems to be going against you, because that is when you want to give up the most, and that is also when you need to persevere the most. It's life asking you if you really want it, and if you want it as badly as you claim you do, you will keep going. I'll tell you this, I've never seen someone work extremely hard at something for 5 years and not reach their goal. Henry Ford said, if you believe that you can or can't, either way you'll be right. At the end of the day, what you choose to believe, it's only really impacting you. If you choose to believe that you're unattractive, that no one is going to like you ever, then guess what? You'll make that into a reality. You won't go and approach others. You'll be too afraid. The same thing is true in business. If you think that for some reason you can't become successful, you're not going to be willing to do the work which is required to actually become successful. You won't even give it a shot. But as the popular saying goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And with that said, I am waiting for you on the other side.